Welcome to the profound world of intentional finance and long-term wealth building. We often observe newcomers making the same critical error that sets their progress back by several years. People frequently neglect foundational financial practices, such as paying off high-interest debt and establishing a robust emergency fund, while they hastily rush to invest in volatile stocks. It is exactly like trying to build a beautiful roof on a house that hasn't even had its concrete foundation poured yet. You might be rushing to keep up with the fast-moving market, hoping for those quick gains you see on social media, but you are leaving your entire financial rear flank completely exposed to disaster. In the realm of money, boring discipline is far more valuable than temporary excitement. Investing in stocks feels modern and flashy, but without a base, it is essentially high-stakes gambling with your life's savings. Imagine building a grand sandcastle. The first wave of a minor economic crisis will wash away all your hard-earned progress in seconds. We are here to help you build on solid rock. Start with the basics. Ensure your debts aren't eating your future profits before you even make them. Safety first, risk second. That is the golden rule that separates true investors from gamblers. Why is this specific sequence of financial steps so vital for your success? It isn't just about the mathematical equations. It is about your survival over the long professional haul. This misalignment of priorities can lead to significant long-term financial setbacks that are hard to recover from. When you dump your last remaining cash into volatile assets without a safety net, you are effectively gambling with your future security and mental health. Markets do not always move upward, and if a sharp correction hits exactly when you need cash for a real-world emergency, you'll find yourself in a devastating trap. This financial vulnerability directly affects your investment decisions and your ability to stay calm. You'll be forced to sell your assets at the worst possible time, the absolute bottom, just to pay for basic necessities like rent or food. Most people drastically underestimate personal risk, assuming they will always be the exception to the rule. However, those who skip the insurance of a cash reserve are often the first to be wiped out during a downturn. Your primary goal isn't just to make money, it's to keep it. Don't let short-term enthusiasm blind you to the cold reality of risk management. Let's look at some cold, hard facts that should make every aspiring investor pause and reflect. Statistics show that many Americans completely lack a functional emergency fund, with the median savings being only $500. This is fundamentally inadequate for even the most basic unexpected expenses in modern society. Think about that for a moment. A simple car repair, a sudden dental visit, or a leaky roof could completely bankrupt the average household and start a cycle of debt. $500 is a sum that vanishes in an instant during even a minor crisis. Living paycheck to paycheck is like walking a high-altitude tightrope without a safety net below. We often think of investing as something for the rich, but true financial stability actually begins with those first few $100s saved in a simple bank account. This financial vulnerability dictates your stress levels and your long-term success. When your bank account is empty, you make choices based on fear and desperation, not logic and strategy. The fear of losing your last cent causes people to panic sell during market dips. Lack of a reserve makes you a servant to your circumstances. We want you to break that cycle, starting today. In our modern pursuit of the next big thing or viral investment, we often walk right past the most valuable and guaranteed wins available to us. Ignoring employer matches and tax-advantaged accounts can result in substantial lost opportunities that you can never get back. In fact, each month of delay in setting up these accounts could cost you more in the long run than you could ever hope to make by picking the right trendy stocks. While you're scouring online forums for the next moonshot or cryptocurrency, you might be ignoring the literal free money your employer is legally offering to put into your pocket every month. tax advantages are a legal and proven way to boost your returns by double digits without taking any additional market risk at all. People spend hours studying complex technical charts, but won't take 15 minutes to set up an automatic contribution to their company retirement plan. Trendy stocks come and go, and their value can drop to zero overnight, but the magic of compound interest in a tax-sheltered account works for you for decades. Don't let the noise of the internet distract you from the quiet, boring, and highly effective tools of generational wealth. Success in finance is 20% math and 80% psychology and behavior. Establishing an emergency fund creates a powerful psychological safety net, enabling you to make better financial decisions during unexpected situations. It isn't just a series of numbers in a bank account, it's the profound peace of mind that allows you to think clearly when everyone else is panicking. Having this reserve means you won't have to sell your long-term investments at unfavorable times when life throws a curveball at your family. When a crisis hits, those without savings tend to panic, and panic almost always leads to terrible financial trades. This initial saving phase sets the bedrock foundation for all your further financial stability. It changes your core identity from someone who is merely surviving to someone who is actively building a future. You begin to feel like the master of your money, rather than its victim or slave. This psychological comfort gives you a massive competitive edge over other investors who are stressed. You can afford to be patient and calm, while everyone else is forced to be reactive and emotional. Your emergency fund is your shield against the world. One of the most frequent questions we received is, how much money do I actually need to save before I can start? Determining how much to save for emergencies is a complex task and varies based on your unique individual circumstances. There is no one-size-fits-all answer that works for everyone, but there are proven guidelines to help you navigate this journey. A general guideline suggests saving between 3 to 6 months worth of your total living expenses. If your job is extremely stable and your expenses are predictable, 3 months might suffice for now. However, if you're a freelancer or work in a highly volatile industry, aiming for 6 months or even more is a much safer bet. You must account for every single expense: rent, mortgage, food, insurance, and existing debt payments. This fund must be liquid and easily accessible, yet strictly separate from your daily spending cash. It is not for luxury vacations, new gadgets, or holiday gifts. It is your break glass in case of emergency fund. Understanding your real monthly burn rate is the first step to true financial control. Accurate analysis will lead to total confidence in your plan. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step, and the journey to $1 million begins with your first $1,000. If saving 6 months of expenses feels completely impossible right now, do not get discouraged or quit. Starting with a clear goal of saving your first $1,000 can cover most minor emergencies and provide immediate psychological comfort to your household. This first $1,000 is your first line of defense against the chaos of life. Once you hit this milestone, you'll feel a massive and justified surge in self-confidence. This initial success creates the vital momentum you need to keep going toward bigger goals. Many people quit before they start because the mountain looks too high, but $1,000 is achievable for anyone. Now, let's scale that security even further to a more professional level. Research consistently shows that having at least $2,000 in emergency savings significantly improves overall financial well-being scores for the average family. This is the specific level where you start to notice a tangible, physical difference in your daily quality of life and sleep. The constant low-level stress of what if begins to fade away, freeing up your brain for more productive, creative, and strategic thinking. This underscores the critical importance of building an emergency fund for your long-term financial security. With this amount, you aren't just surviving, you're beginning to manage risk like a professional portfolio manager. You might even be able to opt for higher insurance deductibles, which can save you significant money in monthly premiums in the long run. you become less dependent on your employer and less afraid of external economic shifts or corporate layoffs. Financial security is not a luxury for the elite. It is a fundamental necessity in our modern world. Every dollar you save over this threshold strengthens your position and brings you closer to your ultimate investment goals. With your defenses firmly in place, it's finally time to go on the offensive and grow. Paying off high-interest debt is absolutely crucial before you start investing in the market, as it provides you with mathematically guaranteed returns. Think of it this way. If you have a credit card balance with a 20% annual interest rate, paying it off is the functional equivalent of getting a guaranteed 20% return on your money. No legitimate stock market investment can promise that kind of return with zero loss of risk. Investing while carrying high-interest debt is like trying to fill a bucket that has a massive, jagged.
So, how do you actually kill the debt monster efficiently without losing your mind? Financial experts and mathematicians agree. Using the debt avalanche method is the most efficient way for managing and eliminating debt. Here is how the strategy works. You list every single one of your debts and rank them by their interest rate, from the highest to the lowest. You direct every extra penny you have toward the debt with the highest interest rate, while making only the minimum required payments on everything else. Once that most expensive debt is destroyed, you take the entire amount you were paying and roll it into the next debt on the list. Mathematically, this is the fastest way to freedom because it minimizes the total amount of interest you pay over the life of the loans. You are keeping more of your hard-earned money instead of handing it over to the bank's shareholders. The avalanche requires patience, especially if the biggest interest rate is on a large balance, but the math does not lie. You will see your progress accelerate until your debt is completely wiped away, leaving you free to build. Now we move to one of the most rewarding and exciting stages of the financial journey. Maximizing employer matching contributions is essential for building a solid and permanent financial foundation for your future. If your company offers a 401k match, it is literally free money sitting on the table waiting for you to take it. It provides immediate returns that outshine almost any other investment opportunity available in the entire world. Imagine putting in a single dollar and having your employer immediately add another dollar to your account. That is a 100% return on investment instantly with no market risk. No stock, bond, or even the most hyped cryptocurrency can guarantee that kind of result. To ignore this is to essentially take a voluntary pay cut from your boss. This is your legal bonus, and it belongs to you and your family. Even if you don't plan to stay at your current job forever, these funds start working for you and compounding from day one. This is the bedrock of your wealth, built not just by your effort, but by the resources of the company you work for. Don't leave money on the table. However, when it comes to employer matching, you have to be smart and know the rules of the game. Understanding vesting schedules is absolutely crucial when considering your employer's matching contributions and your career path. Not all the money the company puts into your retirement account becomes yours immediately. If you plan to switch jobs soon, you must ensure you know exactly how long you need to stay at the company to actually keep those matched funds. Some companies require 3 or even 5 years of service before you are fully vested. If you leave too early, you might be legally required to give back a significant portion of those contributions. Always read the fine print in your employee handbook and talk to HR. While maximizing the match is a top priority, it must be balanced with your overall career strategy and long-term goals. Knowing these timelines allows you to make informed, professional decisions about when to move on and when to stay put for the money. Your goal is to extract every bit of value from your benefits package without leaving wealth behind due to a simple lack of attention. Once you've captured your full employer match, you might wonder, where should the next dollar of your savings go? Contributing to an individual retirement account, or IRA, before your 401k beyond the match is often beneficial due to lower fees and a much wider array of choices. Many company 401k plans are limited to a very small selection of funds that may carry high administrative costs and hidden fees. In an IRA, you have total control. You can choose any broker you like and almost any investment, from low-cost index funds to individual stocks. This simple shift in strategy can potentially save you tens of thousands of dollars over the course of your career. Every percentage point you save in fees is a percentage point that stays in your account to compound for your benefit. Over 30 years, that difference can be life-changing for your retirement. While IRAs have lower annual contribution limits than 401ks, they offer the surgical precision you need to optimize your investment portfolio. It's about taking the best of both worlds, the free money from your employer and the low costs and flexibility of an independent account. Choosing where to put your money is also a strategic choice about your long-term relationship with the tax man. Choosing between traditional and Roth accounts can impact your ultimate tax situation and wealth significantly. The decision essentially hinges on whether you prefer to pay taxes now or later in life. With a traditional account, you get a tax deduction today, which is great for your current budget, but you will pay full taxes when you withdraw the money in retirement. With a Roth account, you pay the tax today with after-tax dollars, but your future withdrawals and all that incredible growth are completely tax-free later. Understanding the benefits of these different tax-advantaged accounts can significantly impact your financial future. This is like a game of high-stakes chess against the future tax code of the country. You have to estimate if your tax bracket will be higher or lower when you finally retire. Taxes can silently drain your returns if they're not managed correctly. Tax planning isn't just about filing boring forms, it's about maximizing your long-term wealth accumulation for yourself and your heirs. Be smart about your taxes. So, how do you actually decide between a Roth and a traditional account? There are some very smart professional rules of thumb to guide your decision. Generally, young professionals who are just starting out should strongly consider Roth accounts, while high earners in their peak years might benefit more from traditional accounts. If you are early in your career and your income is relatively low, paying the taxes now at a low rate to get tax-free growth for 40 years is a massive financial win. For high-income earners, the immediate tax break of a traditional account can be worth thousands of dollars in savings today. Understanding the tax implications of your investments is vital, since taxable accounts can significantly reduce your overall returns over time. Planning for taxes today can enhance your long-term wealth accumulation by tens of thousands of dollars. You can even combine both types to create tax diversification, giving you the strategic flexibility to choose which bucket to pull from in retirement, depending on the laws at that time. Your goal is to keep as much of your hard-earned money as possible from the government. There is one specific tool that many people completely overlook, but it might actually be the most powerful one in your entire financial toolkit. Health savings accounts, or HSAs, provide unique tax advantages, making them a powerful investment tool for those who are eligible. An HSA is the only account in existence that offers a triple tax benefit. They offer tax deductions on your contributions, tax-free growth on your investments, and tax-free withdrawals for all qualified medical expenses. Effectively, it's a retirement account on steroids. Instead of using your HSA for every small doctor's visit or prescription today, you can pay those out of pocket and let the HSA funds stay invested in the market. Maximizing your HSA contributions can lead to significant tax-free savings specifically for medical expenses during your retirement years. Since healthcare is often the single largest expense in retirement, this fund is a total game changer for your security. If you have a high-deductible health plan, making the HSA a top priority in your investment order is a move the top 1% of savers always make. Let's talk about the incredible long-term growth potential of the HSA when used correctly. If invested wisely over a 30-year career, these accounts can grow substantially, potentially exceeding $400,000 in total value.
That is not just pocket change for aspirin. That is a massive cornerstone of a complete retirement plan. Combining contributions to HSAs, IRAs, and 401ks can shelter substantial amounts of your total income from heavy taxation. This specific strategy can enhance your financial position and reduce your tax liability greatly during your golden years. Imagine a future where your medical costs are 100% covered by a tax-free fund, leaving your other retirement accounts to fund your travel, hobbies, and lifestyle. This is what true financial freedom and planning look like. Most people just leave their HSA in cash, earning nothing, but that is a massive mistake. Let that money work in the market just like your retirement accounts. Thanks to compounding and the lack of taxes, the HSA becomes a high-performance engine for your wealth that serves you for the rest of your life. We have finally reached the end of our comprehensive financial roadmap. Following the optimal order of investing is absolutely crucial for building lasting wealth and securing a comfortable retirement for you and your family. We've moved from that first humble $1,000 to advanced tax sheltering strategies used by the wealthy. This systematic approach doesn't just make you better with money, it actually places you in the top 5% of savers in the entire country. Establishing an emergency fund remains the essential first step because it prevents setbacks during unexpected life events, maintaining your stability no matter what happens in the world. This fund is the foundation of your entire journey. You've crushed your debt, captured your match, and optimized your taxes. You aren't just saving pennies, you're building a powerful machine that works for you 24 hours a day. Remember, wealth is the result of consistent, logical habits